You said you loved Nolan's movie, right?
Yes.
So Christopher Nolan still films with a film, not with a digital camera.
Right.
And you feel the difference.
You definitely do feel the difference in those things, right? Yeah, I love his IMAX uses. I think his next one coming out is going to be all IMAX, as I understand it, and that's going to be exciting. And how is he going to bring the Odyssey to life? I'm really interested to see how he brings his main character. It's difficult for me to see.
But you admire the art of movie, right? Not
Absolutely.
the digital stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm not talking about even AI. Some scenes made by AI. I'm talking about the digital cameras.
Yes.
Because the film cameras give you this grain, this look, the lenses that they produce this image. You can tell right away, especially on the big screen. This was filmed, let's say, with a 50 millimeter or 70 millimeter lens. It looks amazing.
Yeah, but now think of the scenario. You've got an 18-year-old kid who has this great story in his head. He's had it for years. Doesn't know how to bring it to life, but he knows how to code. He knows how to use these tools. And eventually, we'll get to the point where the quality of the videos that are being produced will basically be IMAX level. It will, and you won't be able to tell the difference. But he brought it to life, and that story is worth telling. It's either something we're going to have to accept, and they use it as tools. So, for example, before Photoshop, right? You think about all the old school type of techniques that they would use to, for example, do the scroll on Star Wars, the title scroll, right?
And that is amazing.
It is amazing, right? But now think of all the time that you saved, for example, on these things, right?
But these movies, they were proven by time.
Right.
Those movies have 40 years, 30 years time period, and you can watch it and you admire.
You do. You absolutely do. But the idea is like, I'll give you an example. Is kind of like when the washing machine came out. There were a lot of skeptics. Like no one can.
But this is not an art. This is just a job being done.
But it's a tool for a job being done. But no, it is art. I mean, like, for example, the comments in the newspaper sometimes around then was like, no one can wash clothes and fold clothes like mom can, right? And that was probably true. Like mom's wash probably had a little bit more oomph to it. Probably had a little more, care. She probably, made sure that if there was a spot, she was going to get that out because she noticed it right away, right? She knew things about clothes and washing clothes that the wash machine never knows. But it freed up hours and hours of time so that she could spend it with her family.
And she doesn't. She goes to work.
No, well, okay, that's a story 50 years later. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Do you remember the time when you had to go to a physical bank, the building, to do wires?
Yes.
Then you got the phone. Now you can do wires on your phone.
Yeah.
So basically, you're free for 1 to 2 hours every week.
Yeah. You
don't have the 1 to 2 hours of free time every week. Well, you spend it somewhere.
Yeah, but you're excited to use that. You have that time, for example, like I spend, when I have free time, I go, oh my gosh, I could spend it with my kids, or I could spend it on this new AI tool, right? There is so much like candy in the world that you could go after. Now, I think we lose some things. I'm a big fan of serendipity. And I know one of the moments that we've lost, for example, is the experience of going through a library, right? You're looking for a book, you're looking for a book. Oh,
and this you touch the book, it's a physical thing.
Exactly, it's a physical thing. But then the book that you're looking for is on the shelf, but right next to it is a book you've never heard from an author you never knew, right?
Right.
But, you can still simulate some of those things with AI, right? Like, have you ever asked AI, it's a really interesting experience. You say, you know all about me now, and it knows a lot about you. Could you give me an honest critique about how I view the world and some things that you think I should improve about myself? Or you can do it right now, actually. If you type in...
I did this, I want to say, a week ago.
Yeah. We say, tell me something about myself I don't know. Right?
Since every time I do a podcast, I fact check it with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It told me that I'm a big fact checker. I like I'm seeking the truth, and etc.
Right. So it can do some amazing things for serendipity. I think one of the things we lose in the physical world is that moment of serendipity that you can't gain through the digital world yet, but maybe.